Are you ready, paisas?
Sí!
I can hear you.
Sí!
Oh! Who lives in the pueblo with tacos galore?
Horchata!
Spicy and proud, he's Mexican to the core.
Horchata!
If salsa and sun are the life you pursue,
Horchata!
then grab a piñata, he's got one for you.
Horchata!
Fritanga place,
Horchata!
fritanga place,
Horchata!
fritanga place, fritanga place.
Horchata!
As someone who's been keeping a close eye on the Nintendo and Palworld situation, let me tell you, there's nothing more I would love than to see Nintendo get humiliated.
I am sick of all you guys ganging up on me. You guys all think you're so much better than me.
Oh, that is the least fancy thing I have ever heard.
At this point, you guys know me pretty well. Any single chance I get to watch Nintendo make fools of themselves is the closest thing to joy I will ever feel in my life. Well, that isn't due to substance abuse, of course. Now, while we're all rooting for Palworld to win, people have taken notice Nintendo hasn't been paying attention and let their guard down. Because when it comes to Pokémon clones, for some odd reason, Nintendo is solely focused on Palworld. And as I've mentioned before in previous videos, that is due to its massive success. It is quite possibly the only other monster taming game that has been able to match Nintendo sales figures for their Pokemon franchise. So obviously, it's a threat to them. Which explains why they're not paying attention to the floodgates that have opened, because we have Palworld clones. That's right, Palworld clones now showing up on the eShop. But before we get into the news, I just want to remind you, we are so close to 104,000 subs. So smash that subscribe button. That way, when I get to 110,000 subs, I will play you Despacito on camera with a sombrero, with my Mexican guitar, and I'm not even kidding you. If you think I've run out of humiliation rituals to present to you for a couple of subs, you don't know me very well yet. I will jump the border wall for you if I had to. So if pointing and laughing at me is your thing, hit subscribe now, and let's get into the news. Palworld Slop arrives on Switch despite Nintendo's ongoing legal battle with the original. Paland is a clone of the survival crafting sim without the Pokeballs.
You stole my idea! No. We tweaked your idea. We took what was a good idea and we made it a great idea.
Hold up. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me Nintendo absolutely despises Palworld so much so that they've actually allowed a clone of it to exist on their eShop out of pure spite? At that point, you may as well just put Palworld on the Switch too. But we know what will happen if Nintendo does that. It's already outshining Pokemon on the other consoles and PC enough as it is. If they were to drop it on the Switch too, they may start to lose a lot of Pokemon players. So Nintendo said, you know what? Fuck it. We got Palworld at home. The pettiness of this corporation, though. I'm just curious to see what the game looks like. Oh, let's go take a look.
This is the key, the Nintendo Quality Seal. The seal assures you the best games, the best graphics, the best accessories. Without the seal, it's not Nintendo.
It doesn't even have music. It doesn't have basic sound effects. This is pure, utter slop. Nintendo is okay with such a piece of shit existing on their eShop, but Palworld? We gotta shut that down and let people play a game of far less quality. You gotta be shitting me. This legitimately looks like some type of Italian brain rot AI slop that you would find on the eShop that Nintendo is perfectly okay with. I mean, what is there to say? It's barely a video game. Whoever published this on the eShop is clearly doing it to fuck with Nintendo, because you know it's fully intended to convince people Palworld exists on the Switch, which will never happen. So this is like the next best thing Nintendo can do. I can't believe I'm saying it, but this clone is so bad, I would rather play Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yeah, that's how bad it looks. And apparently I'm finding out that there is actually music in the game, but it's copyrighted. Luckily, this trash is only $4 on the eShop, so if you want something to point and laugh at, it won't cost you much, but then again, you really shouldn't pay for slop like this at all. So much for that Nintendo seal of quality. I guess they'll just accept anything on the eShop these days. It's hilarious how Nintendo has a problem with Palworld resembling their Pokemon franchise too much, but they're okay with a game that resembles Palworld too much. They don't got a single problem with that, and that's because they just hold a grudge against Pocket Pair. But this is pathetic, Nintendo. Get your shit together. The only positive thing to say here is that, well, Nintendo didn't make it themselves. Although, the piss poor quality of the visuals is nearly on par with what Game Freak is doing with Pokémon. Like I said, I know Nintendo isn't directly responsible for this game, but the existence of this game is a testament to the piss poor state of Pokemon itself. Because the fact that we can even draw a comparison between this slop and current state Pokemon is a real problem. Because current Pokemon resembles this visually. I guess Nintendo's just okay with it because you don't throw out spheres to catch the critters. What would be hilarious is if Pocket Pair decided to try and sue this little indie dev, which I don't think they're going to do, as they're embroiled with Nintendo currently on their lawsuit. It's clear as day, Nintendo's choosing to look the other way when it comes to a game like this, because it doesn't affect their bottom line. Nobody is going to buy this. It shows the clear double standards at play, and that is that Nintendo only targets what they deem is a threat. Everything that mimics Pokemon is fair game unless it gets over 20 million sales. Then you caught the attention of Big N. If somebody copies Palworld, which several clones have already done that, that's not a problem. Not even Pocket Pair cares. But if anything resembles Pokemon, especially if it's ultra successful, you can expect Nintendo to outright sue them to the point that they have to remove gameplay mechanics and ruin your experience and your purchase, while they allow a clone of that to exist on their storefront. Like, the hypocrisy here is insane. It's even made worse when you consider the fact that the quality of this clone is so piss poor. That is how jealous and pathetic they are. They would sooner have trash Palworld clones on their store than to even allow Palworld itself to exist, because the quality of that title has put Pokemon itself to shame. Even though Pokemon is widely recognized as the highest grossing media franchise of all time, which has generated over $105 billion. So the fact that a random indie studio that emerged out of nowhere was able to disrupt them to this degree has single-handedly turned Nintendo and Pokemon into the biggest villains in the entire industry. The fact that they can't even get a good quality Palworld clone is pathetic. They are so threatened by it, they would rather have you play asset flips. Fuck Nintendo. It's proof that it's not so much a clone they're threatened by, but the quality of a game. The only alternatives to Pokemon that they will allow to exist on their store is shitty ones. Think about what that means. Nintendo wants everything that isn't Pokemon on their own platform to be piss poor in quality to make Pokemon look like the best thing they have. And they will continue with that business model because why wouldn't they? You guys continue to buy this crap. After all, when you are the highest grossing intellectual property success is guaranteed regardless of quality. So if you want to play good quality alternatives on Nintendo's own device, it's not gonna happen. And that's all intentional. Then again, if you're a Pokemon fan, perhaps all this rambling is meaningless to you. After all, with the sales of Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield, everything I'm saying is completely pointless. Because while Nintendo and Pokemon fans can all agree Pokemon has a serious quality problem, none of them are really willing to do anything about it other than purchase the game and then complain, and then purchase the next one and complain, and then purchase the next one. I mean, this won't end until your purchases end. The closest we have gotten Nintendo and Game Freak to reconsider anything was thanks to Palworld, and that is the one thing they are directly trying to stop. But the fact that they even greenlit and are distributing on their own eShop a direct clone, that is a new low for Nintendo, which, if you haven't noticed by now, has been the only thing they continue to try and exceed at. And the lack of shame, the lack of ethics in all of it, I mean, yeah, it's a billion-dollar corporation. We shouldn't ever expect any shame to exist within any company, but by God, take some pride in your work. Take some pride in your eShop. Take some pride in your public image. It may not smell as good as money, but it's definitely a lot less of a hassle than constantly trying to sue game developers who do it better than you, because that's gonna get you nowhere. What you're doing here does nothing for Pokemon as a franchise. It doesn't help innovate, it doesn't make it better. But at this point, I've come to accept that that's not Nintendo anymore. They're not trying to prove anything to anyone anymore. And now they've become just like every other publisher. They are no longer set apart or unique. Their brand name is all they rely on these days. The very fact that Pokemon isn't even the best in its own genre anymore is a testament to that. And them greenlighting something like this on their eShop but not allowing Palworld? What the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. On the road to 200K, but in the meantime, you can get me to 104K. May the humiliation rituals of this channel continue. If it means I have to be pointed and laughed at by all of you, then that's a sacrifice I'm willing to take. I don't know for how long though, so you better enjoy it while you can. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.
Fritonga sucks ass.